Nancy, start us off with the characteristics. What is the pattern that these millions of folks that are having these clinical and near-death experiences, what are they coming back and telling us?
Not everybody will hit all of these, but characteristics include the feeling of being out of the body. There may be movement through a tunnel or space, encounter with a light, which is not just visible light, but a radiant, loving presence, or, as a corollary, the absence of that light, which may be perceived as a very deep and often unloving darkness. Presences, review of one's life is very common. And then a return with life-changing after effect. I mean, the experience is so powerful that whatever the kind of experience, it has the ability to make people's lives different.
Dr. Maurice Rawlings, we already covered this in one program, but what if somebody looks at Nancy and looks at the rest of us and says, hey, it's nothing more than what your mind is giving back to you, just like in a dream? Why is it more than that?
One, it's life-changing. You don't even interview the patient unless it's changed their life upside down, good or bad, doesn't matter. Number two, the sequence, like Nancy said. If they had the same dream last night, listen. Third, recall. If they can reconstruct what went on in the room, maybe 10% or so can, exactly who was doing what when they were flatliners dead, but they were looking on. Impossible. No dream can do a recall.
Yeah, we talked about the fact of the EEG, the brain waves are absolutely dead, and they're picking up information from another area, another geographical location.
One fellow was a blind man, recalled what went on in the room, had his sight restored during the period of near-death experience, while he was out of the body. You can have either one, out of the body, near death, or all together. And then was blind again when he was resuscitated.
Yeah, so the question is, how in the world could he see what was going on in that room? Yeah. June, you've heard about these experiences and so on. What do they mean to you? What do they tell you? What conclusions do you draw?
Well, I hear my colleagues talking, and I hear them say Jesus Christ. But I want to know, what about the other religions and the people of the world that see Mohammed, that see Buddha, and why can't they see the person? I feel it's a deity, whatever name you want to give it, because the children that have come back and talked to me, they see the light. Whatever I feel this deity is to that person in that particular time takes them to the light or to another passing. He is, in his all infinite wisdom, can take us, these children and the adults. They wouldn't frighten a child by being a man in a white robe that has never heard of Jesus Christ. They see something they're comfortable with. And I feel when we die, if that is of our faith, that's what we see, and that's how we pass over.
Nancy, isn't it true that people across the world, and you got to tell me if this includes some of the letters and information that you have, but don't people see the religious figure that they're familiar with in other cultures, or how does it work?
The example I use is from Star Trek. Year after year, Star Trek. Every week a new galaxy. Every galaxy has a different brand of aliens, and they all speak English. So what speaks to people is what they can receive. For a person who, any of us will report in the words that are available to us. If I am, say, a Burmese illiterate peasant, I will report an experience in Burmese illiterate peasant terms. It may be an identical experience, or as identical as it can be. The spirit of it is the same. The fact, I think, that the words differ, the heart of the experience, and the fact that whoever the experiencers are come back, as Howard has said, with the conviction that there is a God.